Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. We watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Forma Voyage boot available at RevZilla.com. This is the Voyage, new for the spring of 18. We likey after we saw. This is one of the new around $200 options from Forma, and we weren't expecting to see the bang for the buck we got out of this boot when we finally got it in our hands. Big standout features: waterproof and breathable using a baked-in membrane, but full-grain leather. So you're getting full-grain leather that's oiled, full-grain leather that's textured, ultimately CE rated all the way up. And ultimately, we typically see that coming in closer to the mid-2s or closer to that $300 range, and then depending on Gore-Tex. So we like it. They also make a version of this boot called the Jasper, which uses OutDry, allowing you to laminate that waterproof breathable membrane to the inner and outer shell, so ultimately you get even better tactile response from the boot. You're gonna feel a little bit more of the pegs, feel a little bit more of the boot itself. If we look at it, this is our black version. Notice accordion panels. We talked about the oiled leather, and there is a decent protection scheme going along with its CE theme here. So toe, ankle, heel. The only place we even have a TPR that's raised on the lateral side, the only place that we don't have a TPR is going to be on the medial side. It's a little bit less stiff than we were expecting, but it is only coming in the low 2 range versus getting into that $250 or $300 range, and that's okay for us. We classify this boot really as that 4-season touring commuting boot. It's a little bit more stealth oriented, look under a great pair of jeans, or it's gonna look great with motorcycle riding gear if you're making it a little bit or a bit more hardcore. Now, diving to size chart. True to size, use the size chart. We'll ship free over 39 bucks. No issues for an American footbed and an American width here. It's not a full D. It's not gonna be that big, beefy wide cut, but it's going to work with your average American foot. So not getting any of that remnants of the European design. They are designing with the American market in mind. Remember, click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla TV on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the Voyage from Forma. Now, if I want to call it a little bit more fancy, maybe we'll call it the Voyage. We look at some of the nuance here. Note the double stitching. Note the sweep here along the top of the toe patch. Left side comes into play as you're shifting. Right side's just to balance out the style. Nice toe counter that comes up here. The thing that threw us a little bit is it is a little bit more flexible than we were expecting for more of that touring commuting boot. It's going to be more comfortable off the bike because it's around that 3 to 4 on the stiff scale. If it was about a 4 or 5, it would be more of what we expected. But they're making this a little bit more of an accessible boot, and I think they're catering to a wider array of less technical riders by being rock solid, great coverage, multi-season functionality, but not overly stiff and uncomfortable. Other things we like, if we open it up from the medial side, you're going to see the inside of this boot have that brushed leather that comes all the way up. Note the Velcro at the top. I will then pull it down. There's my gaiter, that's my DryTex, my waterproof breathable that comes all the way up to that point. You can notice that there's a few different layers in there. If you go into the OutDry version, it's gonna feel a bit more bonded, a little bit more concrete, but ultimately that's really just going to be a personal choice. If you go down that route, I can't tell you that it's a better or more breathable or more waterproof boot. So we look across the back, you're going to have elasticated bellows that are done in leather, and you do have that big patch of reflectivity that's done in anthracite down here towards the bottom. Turning across the side, you can get a shot of the side profile. No surprises here. And the only gripe I really have with this boot, if we look at it, I've talked to you about the flimsiness going that way with it because of the lack of the medial side protection, but also here towards the top, where my fingers are right there, that's stuffed. It's going to have some foam in there that's going to give a little bit of a cushion, but there is a TPU, but it's only that wide. So towards the top here, I have a couple inches of hard part protection from, for my shin from a foot peg. But once I get down to here, I don't really have anything protecting me. So Forma, if you're listening, if you want to beef this up a little bit, give me a medial side protector, give me a little bit more coverage in the front, and you should be good to go. But where it stands, I really can't complain at around the $200 mark. It's a tremendous amount of boot for the money, and most manufacturers, even thinking of some of the bigger names out of Europe, they're absolutely going with synthetic leather, whereas Forma's chosen to go full grain across the gamut, even on the textured leather, which really just has a nicer hand to it, a nicer feel, will hold up better in the long run. Now, the next step in your journey is to click the info button, your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews of the new Forma Voyage boot. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship free over 39 bucks. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion, latest and greatest in the motor universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.